Something that really annoys me is whenever analysts come in and they start off joining the Tesla community, talking about how good of a stock it is, talking about how it's a disruptive company, it's misunderstood, Tesla is a tech company, not an auto company, only to eventually get pummeled into being forced to sell or having the guilt of their constituents or whoever their investors are, and then end up selling out of Tesla and start changing their narrative and start talking about all the problems with Tesla and still trying to claim themselves as a bull. This, I think, is dishonest in many ways, but I think it's just not, I just think it's not cool. I think it's a disservice to a community that has brought you in. And then you start to tell the community that they live in an echo chamber, they don't understand Wall Street, that they don't understand investing. Meanwhile, the majority of us Tesla investors have better returns than what these fund managers have had. And most of us are up on our investments versus them. So all that to lead this in. And before we get into this, and I don't want to say drama, but a little bit drama that ensued today, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of me. And also stick to the end. I got a really, really cool FSD video to share with you. You're not going to want to miss it. All right. So with all those teasers to get you guys to stick around, let me start off by sharing my screen. So here is a post I put on X today. The problem with Tesla analysts that call themselves bulls is that when they sell out of the stock, they turn negative in their analysis while still hiding behind the bull label. They hide behind, quote, "We are being honest and you're an echo chamber." And what I said here is, no, sir, I'm long-term, you're short. So as you can tell, I did not aim this at any one analyst. I didn't call out any specific person, any specific firm or anything. I was just expressing my sentiment based on everything I see on my feed. And, frankly, I just want to put it out there to see if other people resonated with this. And sure enough, certain people did. Now, there was one individual who I actually respect a lot. We've been on several streams together before, and I think he's a smart individual. I think he's well-spoken. I think he brings a very good perspective to the community. But I also think that he hides behind a moniker of being a bull, and he throws a lot of ad hominems to the community saying that we don't understand Wall Street, right? This is all he ever says. I'm speaking about Gary Black. He says constantly we don't understand Wall Street, that Wall Street cares about X, Y, Z, that they're not factoring in robo-taxis until it's baked into the stock or until we start seeing earnings, right? He says all these things, and it's fine. I don't mind that. But don't then sit there and chastise and make fun of or make the community that has brought you and embraced you, make them seem like they're idiots, because they're not. All right. There are more people who have retired off of Tesla and done better off of this stock because they understand it in a deeper way than he has with his success in the stock. So I'll show you right now some of the things he said. Let me actually pull that up here to make sure you guys can see it. Okay, here we go. So he responds here saying, to me, you don't seem to get what portfolio managers do, which is to maximize returns for their clients. We reduced our Tesla position from 12.2% in September 2022 to 2.7% now. That reduction helped our overall performance, even though we still lost money for our clients as Tesla underperformed. So again, his job is to maximize returns, but he still lost money for his clients, right? So am I the crazy one here? And then he goes on to blame Tesla. So Tesla underperformed. So he lost money for his clients, even though his job is to maximize their returns, but Tesla underperformed, and so Tesla's the fault. No, that's not how this works. You underperformed by picking the wrong time to get in. You underperformed by selling too early, in my opinion. You underperformed by not setting expectations for a long-term perspective. Now, I get it. Some of these analysts are about 12 months, about 24 months. They have to show certain returns, a certain amount of time frame, and that's fine. But don't blame the company. The company's doing what the company does, and the company's stronger than it's ever been. All right? What the stock does is something else. All right. The EPS is not the focus right now. This type of thinking about EPS and delivery numbers and all of that is the same type of thinking that has led many to miss Amazon, to miss Alphabet, to miss Apple, to miss Tesla, right? Because they're thinking in such small, narrow time frames. If you look out in a longer horizon, you see where the disruption comes in and you see where profits are really made. Okay, now I get it. Gary lives in a different world as an analyst and all that, but don't blame the company. And don't sit there and say you're a bull when you have sold and you're down to 2.7%. That doesn't mean you can't be a fan of the company. It doesn't mean you don't believe in the long-term vision of the company. You can still say all that. But to sit there and say that we don't understand as retail investors, even though we haven't lost our money on the stock, even though most of us, I would say, are up, at least for those who invested before 2019, I think it's disingenuous. All right. So I responded to Gary saying, I fully understand. Tesla didn't underperform. You underperformed by not getting in earlier, resulting in a loss. 12 months, 24 months, 36 months is short term, in my opinion. This is why I think people would be better off listening to Ron Barron versus you or Ross Gerber. You are selling low and buying high. That's how I see it. Now, that's just my opinion. Again, I like Gary. I actually think he's a really good guy. And I think he's a great part of the Tesla community. I just take umbrage whenever they sit there and say that we don't understand Wall Street or Tesla has to do this or Tesla needs to do that. I just take it grinds my gears for people to have the ego to tell a company, to tell Elon, to tell Drew, to tell Ashok, to tell all of them what they need to be doing for the company, despite the fact that these analysts have no idea what's actually going on inside, what the data is, what the true information is, what the ground truth is. Somehow they seem to have the right pill, the right medication for Tesla every single time. Okay, and so I don't like this type of mentality. And so here's another example where, and this is from today, okay, so I'm not like sitting here trying to cherry pick things, but here's Gary again, posting. He says, given our reduced Tesla position from 12.2% in September to 2.7% position at the end of last week, some Tesla this means I have more share in the company than he does, or than his fund does. Some Tesla bulls keep asking why we continue to post our views on Tesla. One, many investors correctly trim Tesla at a far higher level. Tesla's down 57% from its November 2021 peak of 407. And are now trying to figure out, are now trying to figure out what level to get back in. Two, even when I exited Tesla in early 2021 at 290 and bought back in at 200 a few months later, I continue to share my perspective on how Wall Street would interpret Tesla key events, data points. Feel free to mute me. I don't want to mute Gary at all. Like I appreciate what he says. What I don't like is when he tries to bag on the community. When he tries to say we don't understand Wall Street, we don't understand how it works. Gary, we understand it. Saying that is like saying Ron Barron doesn't understand it, right? It's not cogent, in my opinion. So I don't know. And then he goes on. Let me share this next part. Someone goes on to tell him, just don't call yourself a Tesla bull. You're a trader. And here again is where I don't like this this marketing, spiel that these analysts put on. He said, we do not trade. If we believe Tesla will miss numbers as they did with 1Q deliveries, we lighten our exposure going into the print. That's portfolio management, not trading. So let me explain to you what he just said. He said that if they think that for some reason Tesla is going to go down because they miss first quarter deliveries, then they will sell. They'll trim off their position. And he says that's not trading. Okay. Well, Investopedia. Ever hear of it? What is swing trading? Swing trading is a style of trading that attempts to capture short to medium term gains in a stock or any financial instrument over a period of a few days to several weeks. Swing traders primarily use technical analysis to look for trading opportunities. Swing traders may utilize fundamental analysis in addition to analyzing price trends and patterns. Okay, this sounds like swing trading to me. So essentially, he's predicting something's going to happen in a few weeks, shortened days, whatever, and you make a decision to buy or sell based off that. And so he decides to trim with the hopes of buying back in at a lower price. I call that trading, and it's fine. You can be a trader all you want, but I'm of the opinion, as a independent person, I don't want to say person because it's me and my wife, right? As a couple, as a married couple, we have found great success in dollar cost averaging, holding for the long term, and thinking and analyzing these companies to the point where we can go mostly all in on these companies, right? We still have, a couple other stocks that we're invested in. We got lots of real estate, right? We got other things, but being very deep into a company, understanding it fundamentally in and out from of course the spreadsheet and all that, but more importantly, the leadership, the vision, the technology, that is what has set us apart from everybody else. So I want to share that with you guys because I think it's really important that we hold a lot of these analysts accountable. It's cool when we see like a Ross Gerber, when we see a Gary Black, a Dan Ives, a Meet Kevin, right? Like it's cool when they come in and they're part of the community and, they rah-rah with us. They're in the good times. What's not cool is when they're down or they're selling or they're short, all of a sudden they kind of turn their backs on the community and the community is stupid and the community is brainwashed and the community just does whatever Elon says and they think that's all that matters. And so they don't think for themselves. Like that's not cool. It's just not, because we do think for ourselves. I would say we think even more for ourselves. All right. I hear all these people, again, whether it's Kevin, Gary, Ross, I hear all of them talk from a technical perspective, right? Like the technology perspective, and it's laughable, right? They are wrong on so many things, yet you don't see me as an engineer calling them out. You don't hear me sitting there and throwing ad hominems at them. You don't hear me saying, oh, yeah, I may not understand Wall Street, but you don't understand the technology and you don't know what you're saying. You don't even know what you're invested in. You truly don't understand what you're talking about. I don't do that because that's not cool, all right? So I don't know. I guess what I would like is for this video to be seen as more a truce. And, if they happen to see it, like hopefully we can stop all that. We can stop saying you don't understand Wall Street, you don't understand whatever, you don't get how this works. And just listen, give your opinion. We want to hear your opinion. It's good insight. I don't think we're stuck in an echo chamber. We want it, the good, bad, the ugly. We can debate, but, keep it a little bit, I don't know, a little more on the up and up and with love and compassion, not all this animosity. So anyways, I call bullshit on all these people calling themselves a bull. I hope that they come back to the bullish side. I hope that they re-enter the community. Even if they disagree, even if they think the stocks can go down, just come back, do it respectfully. That's all I asked for. All right. So I did say that there's going to be one other video I want to show you guys. So I'll give you some context for this quick short video. It's really, really short. This is my best friend, Greg Proctor. This is his mother, his aunt, and his grandmother. They're in a Tesla. They're driving FSD for the first time on a road trip. They say autopilot. It's not autopilot. They meant FSD. They're using it. The camera is inverted because it's like a selfie camera. So that's why they're not in Australia. They're not in the UK. They're not in Japan. And one other thing that I kept seeing in the comments is my friend Greg's aunt. She sits there and it goes like the other hands, like, guys, relax. Like relax. They're having fun. Enjoy the video for what it is. All right. So enjoy this. I love you all. Don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Oh, I can't do that. I have to touch it without moving it.
Okay, so Chris is trying to figure out how to work this automatic, what do you call it? Autopilot. Ooh, we're going. Okay, Greg, 3 old ladies, and there's Grandma.
Hi.
And we're trying to,
We're not trying.
we're not doing anything.
We are being driven by autopilot.
Yeah, and by the way, we have this too. Okay, here we go.
I don't even have to look. Nancy!
And we're not on a little simple neighborhood road, mind you. So we're pretty liking it. Chris is going to drive all the way home to Georgia on autopilot. So, hi, Monica. Greg's making fun of us. Okay, talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.